session. All right, guys, so today's J5 Diamond Train. I'm going to talk a little bit about some light bulb moments that I've had throughout my 8 years, 8 years of seriously being in this industry and earning more than six figures. Over the course, you have different light bulb moments, and most of them come at live events or live webinars, often maybe talking to a mastermind group or your upline. So here's a few more light bulb moments that I've had, and what I want you to get out of this presentation is just one light bulb. If you can get one light bulb moment from this webinar, then that's just incredible for you and the growth of your business. If you get two or three or four, well, fantastic. Hopefully they're probably not all light bulbs for you because you've been doing training and getting some experience, and you'll know, yep, I know that, I've applied that, I get that, I use that. Oh, but that one I didn't realize that's a light bulb moment for me. So we're running through all those light bulb moments. A few light bulb moments that you could probably add on now, recent times, especially if you want to talk Jeunesse specific. I mean, if you look through the history of this industry, the industry in a direct sales format has been around for about 160 years. From a network marketing point of view, probably about 70 years. In that time, there's never been a company ever that has reached $1 billion in annual sales in the history of the industry. Jeunesse will do that by the end of this year in just 6 years. So, the first company to ever hit $1 billion in sales was Vorwerk. They did it in 109 years. And then as we talk about the perfect storm that I always talk about, technology, the economy, Generation Y, the baby boomers, rising middle class of Asia, that's sped up the growth. There's never been a better time to be involved in any network marketing company, but in particular Jeunesse, than today. So it's very, very exciting times for us. Amway did it in 21 years, and Newskid did it in 20 years. There was a company called Ambient Energy that did it in 7 years, which is kind of a bit of a crazy company, electricity company in the US, which you kind of, probably shouldn't include them, but we kind of have to because they are network marketing, they are DSA, but, they do big commercial electricity contracts. So anyway, Jeunesse will smash everybody. 6 years to $1 billion in annual sales. My tip for $1 billion is probably going to be November this year. So just a little over 6 years. So that's a huge light bulb moment, because if you're speaking with other networkers, other entrepreneurs, you just can't ignore that fact. If Jeunesse goes on to be a $2 billion, $3 billion, $4 billion, $10 billion company, well, over the next 5 years, there's 10 years is going to be a lot of money to be made from network marketing Jeunesse distributors like us if we put our head down, work hard, and apply these things that we learn. Very, very exciting times, and a huge light bulb moment that you really want to be using in your marketing. And I was doing a three-way call with Teresa Gregory yesterday, and she said, look, in my 42 years of network marketing, I've never seen anything happen like this before, and I've never seen a product like Instantly Ageless go as crazy as it has, taken the US market from 2 million a month to 17 million a month just from Instantly Ageless. And she believes it's the biggest selling single product in network marketing history ever. So we're just about to launch that in a couple of days in Australia. Extremely exciting light bulb moments for us here at the moment. So have a look at here some other my light bulb moments over the journey. When I started in Jeunesse, we're probably even toward the end of my time in Free Life, my previous company, it really becomes evident that people need some getting started training, a 48-hour assignment, get them up and running, positive moving, some results on the board in 48 hours. People need to see step 1, step 2, step 3. And it was very important in my last company to have that template. And so what we did for Jeunesse is we sat down and went, okay, let's look back through the decades and what some of the top multi-million-dollar income earners, what is their getting started training. And pretty easy to find out because it's on YouTube and Google. And we kind of took a lot of those things that they were doing. We added things that work well for us in the last couple of companies, and things that we thought we could apply for the new age of network marketing. Came up with 15 points of getting started training. And look, the people that don't become an expert at all the 15 points of getting started training, it's very hard for them to build a business much bigger than a pearl or a sapphire in the business. But it's really about duplication, because if you've become an expert at all those 15 points, it means your knowledge has to be up, and it means your leadership levels are up, which means you start attracting bigger leaders in your business. But then you're getting your team to do the getting started training. The same thing happens with them. That's how you build a fast, duplicatable business of leaders, okay, not of followers. So the getting started training, really, really important with everything that's in there. Number two, the phone. Once I kind of accepted the fact that there was nothing that was going to build me to diamond except mastering the phone, then away I went. I went and mastered the phone, because, you kind of get caught up in between, probably 2005 and, 2000 and probably 13 was a big internet rush of, hey, don't worry about picking up the phone, click this button, do internet marketing, get leads, and you won't even have to call anyone. They'll join your business automatically and duplicate. That was kind of the real spin-off that, people knew that networkers were scared, nervous, procrastinating about picking up the phone. So, hey, let me make an internet marketing model up which advertises the fact that you don't have to pick up the phone. And everybody went and bought it, and everyone went and did it, and everyone got confused about internet marketing because it doesn't really work. You have to be number one. You have to be like 0.1% of the top internet marketers in the world to even get the traffic, to get the conversion, to get the autoresponders, to even make that work. Number two, even if you are that 0.001% of top internet marketers, your business is still not going to be sustainable. So the few people that I know that have done really well with generating leads and getting people to join through the internet are not in network marketing anymore. This business is always a relationship business, a trust business, a people business. And so, yeah, it'd be great to be able to wake up and have 50 leads in my inbox that were qualified and ready to go every morning, that I could pick up the phone and call them. Okay, but you have to be very good online in the internet. You have to take that relationship from Facebook or the internet to offline on the phone, and then face to face, and then start working with them in the trenches and build that relationship. So the phone really is the magic of where that happens, both for your prospecting, both for your team building, and three-way calls. Very, very important. And my talk this weekend in Sydney at the university on Saturday is going to be called Mastering the Phone. So I'm going to give you some great tips about how to overcome the fear, how to stop procrastinating, some scripts that you can use for different various people, and I hope that really helps you build your business mastering the phone. Look forward to that one. The 7x7x7 was really just a cool number that the DSA brought out. And look, it's not always applicable, but it teaches really how simple and powerful the business can be. And what it is, look, once we get pretty good on the phone and we get pretty good at talking about our company and network marketing in general, on average, of every person that we show the webinar to or a live event to, about 1 in 7 will enroll. Okay, now in the beginning, when they're all your warm market and you're excited, you might get 7 out of 7. As you get better and better at picking the right people and talking to people, you might enroll 1 out of 2. But across the board of everyone that's having a go consistently, the average is not speak to 7 people, enroll 1, but show people the whole plan, the whole presentation through a webinar or a live event. 1 in 7 will join. Okay, now once you've got 7 people joined into the business, on average, you're only really going to get 1 person that builds the business to any sort of average serious level. So maybe Sapphire in the business, 1 in 7. Okay, and then once you've got 7 people doing that, to Sapphire Elite, to Ruby and beyond, well, that's when we could make a 6-figure residual income. How many Sapphires do we need to be a diamond? We need 6 Sapphire legs. So if you had 7, well, that's a bonus in case one drops off. Okay, and if we have them on our left, on our right, and then they get to Ruby and Emerald and Diamond, well, we can't help but max out the plan, make $1 million a year. That might take 5 years. So it's pretty cool. You show the presentation to 7 people, 1 joins. You get 7 people on board. You get 1 builder. Once you've got 7 of those builders going, then it's happy days. So the real question is, how quickly can you expose this business to 343 people? If you can do that this month, you might just have your 7 Sapphires ready. Fast forward 2 or 3 years, happy days. So get out there and get people on the webinars and get people to live events. Okay, a one-on-one presentation, you could kind of count that as well, but the environment that a one-on-one is in doesn't convert anywhere near as well. It kind of doesn't count. So they're talking about a live webinar, a live presentation exposed to 343 of your personal people that you get there, and you're going to have some pretty happy days if you can do that. Big light bulb moment. Relationships are everything. You get a lot of different so-called experts talking about cold calling, calling real estate agents, going with your warm market, internet marketing, these types of things. And as I was going through my journey, I kind of tried all of them because I figured, well, if I try things, I'll find out what works. I'm going to be a far better mentor and coach if I can do that. And but I tried to shortcut things with having good mentors as well. They said, look, don't bother doing that. No point buying leads; they just don't work. And and I never have, and I've never known anyone to do well buying leads. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized that relationships are everything. If someone knows you, likes you, trusts you, you've done something for them, you've given them a compliment, they respect you, you've got credibility over time, they're thousands of times more likely to join in your network marketing business. Okay, and the great thing about the time that we're in right now, we can form relationships, credibility online, virtually. I mean, you have to take it offline to keep it real, but we can do it online. I mean, you think about if someone doesn't join your business straight away in the first phone call, which is 99% of the time, then you got to stay in their face. You've got to keep Janess in their face. You've got to keep you in their face. But to do that physically, it becomes quite annoying to that other person. If you're calling them up every day, it becomes quite annoying to that person. But if we just add them as a friend, hey, cool, I know it's not for you at the moment. Do you mind if we stay in touch via Facebook? I'll add you now. So if they start seeing all your really cool attraction marketing, lifestyle, Janess posts, you're in their face all the time subliminally. So they unconsciously, they don't even know that they're seeing your feeds and going, man, they're always on a trip to Dubai, they're always on a trip to Tahiti. Seem to be making money. Man, Janess just did 120 million for the month. All right, maybe that is the right company for me to join. So you can keep that relationship going. You can comment on their posts, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all those types of things. You can be on Periscope. I would highly recommend you guys download the app Periscope. It's really cool. I might even do a quick webinar training on that, actually, now that I think of it, just separately. It's a really cool app. The key is to get those relationships up, get your credibility up, like trust, and so many more people are pretty keen to join your business when that happens. Never prejudge, okay? Duds turn into studs and studs turn into duds all of the time. You never want to prejudge anyone, okay? You look at most of the Janess people, they've never done networking before. And you just never know what people's why may be. It's all inside. If someone's got a huge why and huge drive and a huge reason for doing this, they're unstoppable. If someone's pretty comfortable and got a big ego and they might have all the great resume, but then they never do anything because they don't really have to. So never prejudge anyone on who you think will do this business. I've seen people, small presentations, 6 or 7 people in the room, and the one person I thought wouldn't do anything was the only one that did. So never prejudge anyone, talk to everyone, give everyone a chance, suss them out, ask them questions. And if they are in the business, give them a 90-day grace period of working with them really closely, do everything for them, train them up. And then after 90 days, you'll pretty much get a gauge, match that energy with the energy. Okay, especially with the Janess compensation plan, one enrollment can change everything. Okay, with our matching bonus, you think about even if you only enrolled 8 people and you were struggling, but one of those people went diamond, well, you're going to be making full-time income in this business. So one enrollment can completely change anything. Maybe you're doing okay and chipping away, making $1,000 a week. All of a sudden you enroll a superstar and they go diamond in 4 months. Well, now you're making 20 grand a week. Everything can change really, really quickly for you. And, look at Lyndon's business with just 3 enrollments. He doubled his business and his income in 6 months. One enrollment for me in the US, and, looking through my commissions the other day, actually, and, doubled our income or tripled our income in the first 6 months of this year. So one enrollment, and you never know if that one enrollment's the next person you're speaking to on the bus, at the train station, on the phone, at a networking event. You just never ever know. And what it doesn't just change your matching bonus and your volume. You think about what it's doing for everybody else's volume that is above them. So all of a sudden they see a big leg blow out and go, oh my God, who's this person? They're a superstar. Man, now all of a sudden I've got 500,000 points on that leg. I don't have to build two legs anymore. I'm going to go and concentrate on my other leg for the next 12 months and just start cycling. So everyone in your team starts to get excited and motivated, and you get that momentum. People's attitudes change, their excitement change, and away we go. So keep on talking with people. Okay, now this is always a numbers game. It's always a numbers business. That's never going to be any different. But you want to go for quality, and if you remember the movie Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith is calling everyone from the bottom to the top, and then he just wasn't getting anywhere after 2 months, and he went straight to the top. He rang the CEO and got the CEO on board with the products, and then all the staff joined because the CEO joined, and he won that contract to be the next stockbroker. And so he went after quality, straight for the CEO. So I always say to people, when you're researching on who to join, when you're adding people to your list, headhunt quality. Okay, there's no real point just calling A to Z in the phone book, but you still got to go through the numbers. So we want quantity and quality of quantity. Okay, so just keep on enrolling. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person if it's the right time in their life. And he who makes the most calls will always win every single time. Versus that person just trying to call the right person. So make the most calls as you can to quality people, and just keep on enrolling until you find those leaders. Light bulb moment number 8. Don't be a desperate networker. It's one of the worst ways for people to enroll. And, most times, as long as you got common sense and, you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to be like this. But someone that's new to this, someone that may be really desperate for money, it's an easy trap to fall into, where you're calling your friends up and you're talking about the business and the products, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think this one's going to be for me. And you start, oh, please, come on, join my business. I'm really broke. I've got to pay the mortgage this week. No one's joined me yet. You're supposed to be a friend. Can you please join up? That is the worst way to enroll people in the history of the universe. And it's not even just about, please, please, please join my business. Verbally, you can be a desperate networker by body language as well. So what you really want to be doing with people is, talking to people calmly, talking to them coolly, telling them the facts and figures that we teach you. And you have the attitude of, look, I'd love to have you in my business. I'd be so pumped to have you in my business. We can work together. It's going to be a lot of fun. But please understand that if you don't see something in this, that's completely cool. I've got so many people lining up to join this business. I've got so many people that I've got to speak with, and I know that I'm going to be a diamond in 4 years. So it doesn't matter whether you join, but like I said, love to have you on board. Let's keep chatting. And what other information do you need? You've got to have that posture and that persona as if you're a diamond already making $1 million a year from day one. And I know it's easier to say that when you are a diamond, but when I started the business on day one, I had that attitude. I had that attitude of, I'm already a diamond, I'm already making big money, don't really care whether you join my business or not. And because I had that attitude, I didn't look like a desperate networker, and people went, oh, you got good posture, he doesn't really look like he needs me. I think I'll join him. I think this looks pretty good. And often it can play into people's hands. If you got big alpha males and they've got a big ego, and you're desperately trying to get them on board, they just sit back and love it. But when you've got the attitude of, look, I don't really need you, they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll join you then. So, don't be a desperate networker. You're not here to convince anyone in the business. If you convince someone into the business after hours of pleading and selling and pitching, they're never going to do anything anyway. They've got to convince themselves. So you just get good at showing them the information and the value of why they should do Jeunesse. They need to convince themselves, because that's when they'll engage. If you've convinced them, they're not going to engage. Okay, provide that information. You're not in sales. Act like a diamond. And even if you don't have an abundance of leads and people lining up, you've got to tell your subconscious brain that you do. You're going to the top, with or without that person. Number 9, international is important. I was just talking to a few guys then that used to be in another company, come over to Jeunesse, and I said, what are the big differences? And I said, look, the real big ones are the fact that we're, ground floor. We're 5 years old and in 130 countries around the world. Try and find an opportunity like that with our products, with our pay plan, with everything else we've got going on. And in the beginning, when I started with Jeunesse, this wasn't a big focus for me because I thought, well, I don't really know anyone overseas, so most of my overseas stuff's going to be social media marketing or whatever. But the fact is, word of mouth is always going to be your strongest growth area. Find really good leaders locally. They'll tell people overseas. That'll grow. So I worked out one day through my reports that my check would be about half the size, probably less than half the size, third maybe, if we weren't open in those sort of countries like Denmark and Africa and Philippines, etc. So international is so important in today's world. If you haven't got an international global network marketing business, you're an absolute dinosaur. It really does recession-proof your business. If it stops working in Australia, doesn't really worry me because I've got a huge USA team. If it doesn't work in US, doesn't matter because I've got a big Australian, Filipino, African, Denmark team. Okay, international was really, really important. And look, we've only got 22, 23 million people in Australia. So really, you want to be building in places like the US and in Brazil and, over in Asia for sure because, you want to go where those populations are. Number 10, okay, what do big players like? It's funny when you're talking to a network marketer and they've made 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month before, what's going to get them to leave what they're doing and come over to Jeunesse? And often it's because, their company's plateaued or run out of steam a little bit. The great thing at the moment is you're never going to have a better opportunity to enroll a big networker than right now. So I tell you right now in, probably 3 or 4 years, it's going to be a lot harder. Because then they go, oh, geez, I already missed that Jeunesse train, or you guys aren't doubling in size anymore. You only grew by 40% last year, and I'm going to go and join this new deal that's only 3 years old, which is what Jeunesse was. So you're never going to have a better time than right now to get the big players involved, and they really want to know that they're joining with a leader. And that's why I keep talking about in the Getting Started training. It's so important for you yourself to keep rising up as a leader. Doing the right things in front of people socially. Getting your knowledge up is one of the biggest ways to look like a leader. If you know everything about the products, the pay plan, the industry, people will see you as a leader straight away. Okay, and doing the webinars, doing presentations, all that stuff is great leadership material, and you'll start attracting other leaders like the big players. They want to join something pretty ground floor, so a company under 10 years of age is appealing to them, especially now because they can see Jeunesse is rock solid as well. They definitely want something international. They love hearing that we've doubled in size every year. You can start talking about the fastest to $1 billion. They'll be all over that stuff. They want longevity because if they're a big player, it normally means they've done some network marketing before, and something may have happened with that company. So they're really after some longevity as well. They're looking for a company that they can do for the long term. So show them why Jeunesse is set up for the long term because of our owners, the way that they've set it up. Financially and the pay plan, it's a long-term company. So there's some of the things the big players are going to want to see. The money really is in the duplication. And it's kind of funny because the best way to duplicate is just to go and enroll people. And this is a really big lesson for everyone because people think, okay, duplication, I'm going to go and enroll, half a dozen people, and then I'm going to start working with that 6 people for the next 6 months, and you don't enroll anybody else. Well, what happens is your team never really do what you say, they do what you do. So if you want to duplicate, meaning if you want those 6 people to enroll 6, you go and enroll 6 people that month. What I always see happen is if you stop enrolling, your team stop enrolling. It doesn't matter whether they can see your genealogy and you can tell them to go and enroll, but they're just not going to enroll unless you are. It's kind of like a universal, subconscious, magical thing. So if you enroll 40 people for the month, they'll enroll 30. If you enroll 30, they'll enroll 20. Your team moves at the pace of the leader. The best way to duplicate is not to work with your team, but it's to keep on enrolling. Okay, so that's a really important lesson to learn. Of course, you're going to go and help your team. Of course, you're going to do the getting started training with them. Of course, you're going to go and do a launch with them. Of course, you're going to train them up on all the aspects they need to be successful. But don't spend any more than 50% of your time doing that, especially in the beginning of your business. All your time needs to be in enroll, 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 enroll. Your team will just do what you do. You know, even if you're not training or helping them, they'll find someone that will, and they'll see you enrolling, and they'll go and enroll. Okay, I know you guys will help your team anyway, but the most important thing is enrollments. Tap your team into the system. Don't try and do it all yourself. If you just want to have an insular team because your ego is so big that you don't want to be part of the bigger team, or you don't want to tap into that webinar or do my own webinar, I don't want to tap into those events or do my own events, number one, you're going to spend more money building a business. Number two, it's going to turn into a laborious job, not a residual lifestyle business. Number three, it's not going to duplicate as fast. Number four, you're going to have people just stagnant sitting there. And it's not as much fun doing it by yourself. Okay, even if you feel really important, like a big fish in a small pond. You want to be the smallest fish in this pond that you can be. You want a lifestyle business. Tap into the webinars that are already going and working. Tap into the live events that are already going and working. Okay, and use other leaders to do three-way calls. That way you don't have to do an event every week. You don't have to do three-way calls 10 times a day, and you'll duplicate faster. The team needs to see that there's someone bigger than you at the helm. They need to see that they've got multiple uplines. They need to see they've got people in different states, different countries. That's how your team will engage and duplicate. But remember, follow the leader, keep on enrolling. Number 12. Your story and vision is contagious. I was just talking to a new girl in the US about this, and how to enroll people before we're making big money. Well, everyone that's making big money now is making $0 on day one, and and that's the same throughout history. So the reason people join you in the beginning is because of your story and because of your vision and how you say that to them. Okay, so you can have an awesome story. Like if I've got my story, I was working in the gyms, and then I lived in Noosa, and now I'm great lifestyle. If I'm telling that to people on day one, and I'm saying, oh, look, I'm working 100 hours a week. It really sucks. I'm pretty hating life. But you know what? I found this Jeunesse thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. It's like a pyramid business, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to make money in it anyway. And I'll probably be able to move to Noosa, I don't know, in the next 20 years, and it's going to be really cool. And anyway, are you going to join or not? They're not going to join. Okay, and I've just said the exact same thing that I have said for the last 4 years, but it was the way that I said it. I'm not sure about it myself. I don't believe it in myself. I'm not excited, and neither will they be. But when I say, hey, I might be working 100 hours a week in the gym right now, it's worked out really well for me, but I've decided to make a change in my life, and I'm not going to be working in this gym in much longer. I found a business model called network marketing and Jeunesse, and this thing is flying off the radar. It's doubled in size every year for 3 years. I'm just getting started, but I guarantee you within 3 years I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to be making millions of dollars a year. I'm going to be living up in Noosa, and I'm looking for good people right now to get in on my first leg, because I'm going to be building a monster downline underneath you. You in or you're out. And they're like, oh my God, the way that you just said that, you're obviously excited. You're pretty convinced that that's going to happen. Your belief is up there. Man, I'm just grabbing onto your coattails, and, if you're going to build a big downline, well, I'm in. That's how I started building. So once you buy into it, you've got to buy into it. And buying into it is not just buying a product pack. It is buying into the industry, the people, the systems, everything, 110%, and then put your head down and go for it. And whether it works out or it doesn't, you can't afford to think like that. You've just got to put your head down. You've made the decision now. No going back. Let's do it. That's how you need to talk to people. But package up your story. I was saying to people at a training event on Tuesday night, you know your story better than anybody. But I bet you I could package up your story better than you can, 99% of the time, because you haven't practiced it. See, it's not just good enough to know your story. You've got to have your elevator pitch down packed in 30 seconds. You've got to have your 2-minute version and then your longer version. And talk about it in this aspect of, this is where I was. Okay, so for me it was, hey, I was working in the gyms 100 hours a week. Not cool. Okay, so that's where I was. Okay, this is where I wanted to be. Okay, so I wanted to be sitting on the beach in Noosa Heads making $1 million a year. That was always my dream. Okay, and what I found was, the network marketing industry and a company called Jeunesse. And in the beginning I wasn't sure, but the more I looked into it, the more crazy it was with technology and company was doubling, and it was like the new age of network marketing, and Jeunesse was just a runaway train, so I needed to get involved in that. And now this is what I am. So, in 3 years, I've enrolled 120 people, has turned into 60,000 people around the world and a 7-figure income. Okay, so your story is, this is where I was, but this is where I wanted to be. This is what I found, and this is where I am now. And that story will keep on growing. Your vision will keep on growing, but it's how you say that. Make sure you've got that 30-second version down packed. The only way you get it down packed is by practicing it. So write out your story, and then practice saying it with different time frames. Because if you get into an elevator tomorrow with Richard Branson, and Richard Branson's at a stage of his life where he's looking to join a network marketing company as a distributor, how unlikely that may be, but wouldn't you like to enroll Richard Branson? I think he'd be a great person to have on my level 1. Richard Branson decides to join a network marketing company. It's just a matter of finding the right company and the right leader. You get in an elevator with him to go up to the 5th floor, which takes about 30 seconds. He turns to you and say, "Hey, how you doing? What do you do with yourself?" Now, if you're turning around going, Mr. Brandt, is that you? Well, I'm a network mark. You know how there's like downlines and anyway, skincare, stem cells, ding, 5th floor. Nice knowing you. See you later. Bang. You've just blown a chance to enroll Richard Branson. So if you had your down pack 30-second pitch ready, "Oh, hey, Richard Branson, my name's Aaron Byer. I'm actually in network marketing. Do you know what that is?" "Oh, yeah, beautiful. You did own a company there at one point. Fantastic. Well, I'm with a company called Jeunesse Global. It's latest in stem cell technology. Company's doubling in size every single year. It's the fastest growing company in the world, and I just really enjoy helping people make money all around the world. What are you doing with yourself at the moment? What's your project?" Ding, 5th floor. Network marketing, you're in the fastest company in the world. "Aaron, I'm actually looking to get involved in a network marketing business at the moment. Here's my card. You seem like someone that's got their stuff together. Give me a call tomorrow and let's talk." Bang, Richard Branson on my level 1, because I practiced and I had down packed my 30-second elevator pitch. 2-minute version, if you've got a good packaged up 2-minute version, you will get used at live events, at testimonials, which will elevate you to a leadership level. Everyone will start looking up to you. You'll be able to practice that at barbecues and networking events. And then you got your longer version where you're sitting down having a long lunch and time doesn't matter. The point is, people are going to join you in the beginning because of your story and your vision. You need to practice that as an actual tool. Okay, number 13 was this formula that someone drew out for me at a US event in my previous company, and they said, "This is how you're going to be successful. It's a combination of a lot of things, but if we break it down broadly to this, it gives you a pretty good indication of what you need to do." On one axis on the left, you've got desire between 1 and 10. That can't be taught. Okay, that's what's inside you. That's called your why. Okay, and you're going to be anywhere from 1 to 10. If you're not a 10, you're going to struggle. 7, 8, 9, 10, you might get somewhere. But everything is based on mindset and desire, because you work it all out just from that. Okay, now that can't be taught, so you need to go and find your reason for doing this. Write down your why. It should be pinned up on your wall. Go and have a look at your kids and think about the education and lifestyle they're going to have. And think about what the kids grow up thinking about you. If they see you miserable, off to work, working for a boss, get told what to do, that's what the kids grow up thinking. If they see you controlling your finances, financially free, working when you want, spending time with them, you're their hero. You're their hero for life. They don't become those, teenagers that don't respect you. They'll be friends. They'll respect you. So, think about them growing up and how they look at you. Think about their education. Did you get them to that private school? What sort of lifestyle did they have? Did you have? What sort of holidays? Did you take them traveling around the world? I mean, that experience for kids is just priceless, and you've only got a certain amount of time to influence them like that. If your why is something different, a charity, think about how many people you're going to help by getting to diamond. You haven't got time to start your charity when you're working in a job or your traditional business. So go and get to diamond, get some residual income in going in, start your charity and help all those people. Or imagine all the shopping, the cars you can buy, the shoes you can buy, the clothes, that house in your dream location, the holidays, the travel, the golf games, whatever your why is, you can do it with residual income, but you've got to have that desire to be really, really strong. And then on the bottom axis is your knowledge or skill. Okay, so if you know every single thing there is to know about Jeunesse, then you're probably about a 5 out of 10 on that knowledge skill area. So if we draw a line up from about where 5 is, which it actually says 10 in red, I don't know why, but if we take that halfway point and we go up, all the way up to 10 out of 10 on desire, we draw a little rectangle there, about half the size of this graph. And that gives you the ability to probably get to Sapphire Elite. All right, so you're making part-time, full-time income in the business. Pretty cool. All right, because you took the time to get your knowledge of Jeunesse up, and people see that, which helps you to become successful. Your desire is obviously there, so you're going to work hard at it, which is the key. You've taken action, all right, and you've got to Sapphire Elite. But you're never really going to get to that Ruby, Emerald, Diamond level unless we can get our knowledge and skill up to a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So once you're a 10 out of 10, then you know everything about the whole industry. You've studied it. You know most things about other companies and other products and other leaders and other pay plans. You know about people, so you know the personality types. We did the Colors to Success training the other day, so you know that back to front. You're good with people. Okay, you know a bit of internet marketing and offline marketing knowledge and skill. Okay, so your skill level gets up. We draw a line up to 10 out of 10 on desire. We've taken action. Now we're drawing this massive square where your ability to make income is basically unlimited. So it's a combination of taking action. You've got to have that built-in desire and why right up there at 10, and then just start getting your knowledge and skill of Jeunesse and the industry up as high as you can, as quick as you can. In the meantime, you know, while you're growing that knowledge and skill, you're just getting good at inviting people to the webinars and the live events and getting us to help them. So, guys, that was my 13 different light bulb moments that I've had over my time in network marketing. I hope you got at least one light bulb moment from that. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4, maybe multiple. And maybe it'd just be cool right now. Who have we still got on the line there? We've still got 40 people, and that's great, especially since we started late because of fantastic technology today. But maybe just in the questions bar there in your conversation, just type out a light bulb moment that you had on this webinar today, and that'll just make me feel fantastic knowing that these trainings are worthwhile. You got something out. Okay, so Greg Micken had a light bulb moment about the affirmation that Jeunesse is the company. So probably the points we started on in the beginning there about it being the first company to ever reach $1 billion in 6 years. Big light bulb moment. Yep, I'm in the right company at the right time. Good work, Greg. MC. I don't know who MC is. That sounds like a cool name. 3 enrollments that doubled Lyndon's business. Yeah, like 1 enrollment can change everything. Massive light bulb moment, which just makes you think, man, that could be my next person I speak with. So good light bulb moment there from MC. From Amanda, focusing on talking to people and not spending too much time on social media. Absolutely. I mean, that was a huge one for me. I mean, because you kind of have irresponsible so-called leaders talking about, you know, the internet marketing, click here, don't make phone calls, but it's all just so you buy their internet marketing course because they know people want to do that. So it really is about relationships, picking up the phone, and my whole presentation in Sydney will be about that. So that's a big light bulb moment. One on Anna from Anna. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, don't spend too much time on becoming into management mode. Okay, so people get into management mode after 6 enrollments, after 10 enrollments, after 30 enrollments. I mean, I keep enrolling all the time. My favorite activity to do is prospecting and talking to good people, to good leaders, and I continue to do that every day of the week. Do I work with my team? Absolutely. The majority of my day is spent doing 3-way calls with people. Okay, so yes, of course we support our team. We do these webinars, we do 3-way calls, but you know, if I want my team to enroll and duplicate, I've got to keep enrolling. And so that's a big light bulb moment for Anna there. Don't spend too much time in management mode. Enroll, enroll, enroll. Glad that was a light bulb moment. Catherine loved the graph, so the desire and the knowledge and the action. Beautiful. I love that one too. All light bulb moments for Darlene. Awesome. Sounds like you got lots out of that. Rehearsing the elevator pitch for Christina. Absolutely. Because, you know, it's a bit like the getting started training. It's not enough just to send it to your team. You got to workshop with your team. It's not enough just to watch the getting started training. You got to be an expert at that. Someone said to me the other day, I've done the getting started training. Awesome. How many cycles do you need to be a double diamond? and they didn't know the answer to it. I said, well, you haven't done the getting started training, because part of that is knowing the pay plan back to front. Someone said to me the other day, I've done the getting started training. I said, beautiful. What did you think of your first year in network marketing, the book? Oh, I haven't got any of those yet. You haven't done the getting started training. So it's not enough just to know your story or your elevator pitch. You've got to practice it with a stopwatch in front of you. And that's some of the training that we do as well at our live training events. Jody, finding quality prospects and speaking to people in person. Absolutely. You just got to build those relationships, look people in the eye. That's how people will stick with you over the next decade. Take action from Sue. That simple. Exactly. From John, don't keep convincing people, build new relationships. That's it. There's no point in convincing people. Jane, focusing on the why rather than making them up on the spot and practicing that. Absolutely. Expand international business from Danielle, you betcha. Tina, again, working on that story and practicing it, shortening it up. Michelle, getting the knowledge up. Absolutely. Great light bulb moments, guys. Wikitoria, practicing my story. Lucy Lush, quality, not quantity. Frank, the power of knowledge, absolutely. And Frank's got really good knowledge on the industry and on Gen S too. So that's good. Practice elevator pitch. Yep, seems like a good common one, because not many people do that. I mean, I started doing high leadership trainings in Melbourne before I left, and we would do like speed dating. So we would line up, 10 people looking at each other in a line, and you would have to do your 30-second elevator pitch to that person, and then you move down the line and do it to the next person, move down the line, do it to the next person, and by the time you've done it 10 times, you were just perfect. You were getting it in like 29 seconds every single time, and you knew it back to front, whereas the first one, you're like going, So even just in that quick 5 minutes, people had already got better at their elevator pitch. It's really good training, and we need to get back to doing those trainings. We'll have to get a schedule going again. Lead by example from Susan, exactly. So your team do what you do. Jacqueline, good solid elevator pitch, and your vision is contagious. Okay, don't spend too much time in management mode from Michelle. Beautiful. Yep, this session is recorded, guys. It'll get put up on the JFire International Facebook group. Okay, again, part of our whole system of being part of this JFire team, which is how we duplicate and get the most out of it. So this will go up today. Don't sound too desperate, you betcha. Awesome, guys. So some great light bulb moments in there, some really good nuggets. It sounds like you guys got a lot out of that. Please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because you'll be the first to see any new trainings that go up. So that's youtube.com, myjworldtv. Okay, subscribe to the YouTube channel and you'll never miss anything. And make sure you're part of the JFire International group. When this video goes up, then you won't miss it. And make sure you show your team this training, because if you've got light bulb moments, they need to know about the elevator pitch and the story, and not management mode and keeping right. They need to know all these things as well. So please share this, like this, comment on this. That's how it gets viral. That's how we go around with the team, and we make such a bigger mark. We'll see you next Thursday at 12 p.m. Technology behaving itself, for another amazing JFire Diamond training. Thanks, guys. All legends.